Так, ребятки, привет вам всем. Что ж, мы продолжаем проходить нашу игрушку. Вам всем приятного просмотра. Не забывайте поставить лайкосик, подписаться на канал. Так, а мы продолжаем.
Excuse me, am I bothering you?
Так, он будет выбран автоматически.
No,
Хорошо.
not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
No. What's her name again?
Elizabeth Adams. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room. And perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer.
Так, ну мы поможем Вашингтону, потому что на Торе может что-то в ее комнате может быть. Тем более проверить свое видение нас все равно не пустят, а мы поможем.
Thank you, my friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small
Так,
salon.
леди Адамс в малой гостиной. Это чья комната? Так, нет, это нашего кардинала комната. Она нам пока не нужна.
Louis, you're straying from your objective.
Я понял. Да, нам вход воспрещен.
My son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in this small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Government. You should do something, my son.
Так, звучит опасно, уже иду, почему я? Давай, звучит опасно, ответим.
You're right. That sounds like it might be bad. Good Lord, that's all I needed. How am I supposed to keep Adams busy now? Do you know if the man is armed?
No, I don't. I barely saw him.
If this thing starts to sound serious, call the servants for help.
I certainly will. Thank you, my son. May God watch over you.
Ну и как мне теперь ее задержать? Вы можете достичь цели разными способами. Тщательно обдумайте свое решение перед тем, как сделать выбор. Хорошо, я понял.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you, stay out of it. This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run
Ну
back.
да, нам вмешиваться нельзя.
And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
Мы не будем
You filthy
вмешиваться.
whore!
I apologize. Have mercy. Please have mercy. No!
I apologize. Nah, nah, nah. Mercy, have mercy. Nah, nah, nah. Where's that smart mouth now? I'll teach you a little respect. Huh?
My mother told me often enough.
Так, ситуацию мы усугублять не будем.
End does justify the means.
I'd hoped I wouldn't have to apply that rule, but at least Washington will have enough time. Given the mess, talking's not going to help anything.
Но, в принципе, мы сделали все, что могли.
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Yes, I found out many things.
Good.
Did Elizabeth give you any trouble?
Elizabeth? No.
Well, you could have mentioned she was the raving maniac, huh?
What do you mean?
She was with a Frenchman. He was about to beat her when I arrived.
What the devil are you talking about?
I thought he was gonna kill the poor girl.
Did you intervene?
I did what was necessary to give you enough time to search her room.
Good work, my friend. I knew that I could count on you.
So tell me, did you find any information?
Oh, yes. What I found is likely to upset you.
What do you mean by that?
Elizabeth is indeed the daughter of John Adams.
Why pass her off as dead?
I found her medical file. It appears that for many years, your mother was her personal doctor. From what I read, she behaved more like a butcher than a doctor.
What are you talking about? I'm not a child. What's going on here?
John believed that his daughter was possessed. He appealed to your mother to save her, but the treatment she inflicted on the poor child... My God.
Look, stop beating around the bush. What exactly did she do to her?
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
My mother would never do something like that.
But she did. And with the blessing of the Order.
No, she wouldn't go that far. Prove it. Show me that file.
I left it in her room so as not to arouse suspicion.
My mother is not a monster.
I do not doubt that your mother meant well, but the techniques described in the file...
Мы примем, потому что...
Please, I need some time alone.
I have seen some horrors in my time, but if what is written in these damned documents is true, be brave, my boy.
Вот это он, конечно, рассказал. Вот этого я не ожидал вообще. Да блин, дайте выйти. Да ёлки. Вот это, конечно, жестко. Так, ну что, возвращаемся в свою комнату. Все равно делать тут больше нечего. Так, а что тут кардинал делает?
What are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
It could have been worse. Let's say that Miss Adams will remember it for a couple of days.
What? Did you not intervene?
Of course not. What did you want me to do? That thug could have snapped me in half in 2 seconds.
So, you prefer to let that fragile young lady take a beating rather than risk getting slapped around a bit yourself? Mr. Derice, your mother would not have been proud of you.
Listen, next time it happens, join me instead of hiding behind the door. If you're gonna talk big, back it up.
You should be ashamed. I will pray for your soul, my son. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Ну, давай дадим.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed.
Это
I was
хорошо, что
right
я
to put my
конверт
trust
еще не
in you.
вскрывал.
Give me 1 second. please. I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Так, ну все, идем спать. Наконец-таки.
Exhausted. Better go to bed. I'll search my room tomorrow. Mother stayed here right before me. You never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
Так, часть первая. Ночная прогулка. Успех. Я нашел леди Адамс в малой гостиной. Я не позволил леди Адамс вернуться в ее комнату. Я поговорил с мистером Вашингтоном о своей матушке, и я показал Пьяджи нераспечатанный конверт. Неудача. Я не спас леди Адамс от избиения. Так, развилки. Я мог узнать больше о людях из своего видения. Я мог узнать больше о том, что обо мне говорят. И у меня могла состояться запоминающая встреча. Ну, ничего страшного. Бывает. Так, нам надо что-то прокачать, что-то нам прокачать надо. Прокачаем вот этот. И прокачаем вот этот. Так, и осталось еще одно. А чтобы еще? Так. А, не-не-не. Так. Давай вот этот. Получено новое звание трезвенник.
Alright. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Так. Найдите подсказки, оставленные матерью.
Last Judgment.
Так, ну это
Why do I always
картины,
get the
это
most
все
terrifying
понятно.
Writing material.
From what I see, no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon. That's odd.
Так, пошли дальше. Так, нет, это картина. Чего нету?
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Так, это письмо я уже читал. Так, это я все видел.
Look, markings on the floor.
Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
Oh, this bookcase is well stocked.
Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round.
A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother?
Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the smell reminds me of something. Come on, Louis, think. Think. Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She applied a liquid to the book. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used the limit to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
Так, а как проявить послание? Надо что-нибудь найти. Картина.
There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
Давай откроем ключом. А шо это?
There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
Подожди, а шо я взял?
Retrieve everything.
Мед? Осколки янтаря и все?
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice
Ладно,
strong
чем
coffee,
проявить?
though.
Чем проявить? Чернила. Что еще можно взять? Надо бы что-то взять. Что еще можно?
If your message is written in lemon juice, the flame will reveal it.
Так, ну давай. Если пламя ее проявит, значит чернила нам уже не нужны. Значит, пошли проявлять свечкой. Открыть страницу свечой.
The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier. And that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? Since you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Так, ну ладно, пошли пообедаем.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour.
Если получится, можно на минутку заглянуть в комнаты других гостей. Так, ну это я не могу. Эту тоже. А на столиках ничего нету, да? Ладно.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
Так, Вашингтон занят.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Это дверь в комнату Элизабет. Так, ну а тут какой-то переполох случился. И вообще, где она? Слушай, а что значит эти шкатулки, интересно? Ой, я взломал.
An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible. Feet and hands are bound. A piece of cloth in the mouth prevents the tongue from being sectioned. It looks like preparation for an exorcism. Is Elizabeth really possessed?
Так, ну возьмем. А что еще тут есть? Моя дорогая Элизабет, в этот раз у меня печальное известие, мы не сможем увидеться в первое воскресенье мая. Мне передали, что тебе не стало лучше, да и мы с твоими братьями работаем день и на ночь на благо нашего нового государства. Прости, что так получилось, как только освободимся, пускай даже на день, мы сразу же приедем к тебе. С любовью, твой отец. Джон Адамс. По скрипту. Прошу, не держи зла на свою мать и не осуждай ее. Она просто еще не готова. Уверен, однажды ты сможешь все понять и простить. Так, ну ладно. Далее. Якорцы какие-то. Привет, никнейм. Дела отлично, как твои? Не пробовать, но не будем на его баню. Еще отравимся. Хрен его знает, что такое. Так, монеты какие-то получили. Да. Так, подожди, а что еще здесь есть? Тихо. На балкон выйти нельзя. Ключ с 5 кольцами. Так, 30 ноября 1791 год. Дорогая сестричка, новость об отмене нашей встречи стала для меня настоящим ударом. Отец сказал, что это ради твоего благополучия, но мне от этого не легче. Он утверждает, что тебе стало хуже и что эта встреча может навредить как мне, так и тебе. Если бы я только знала, где ты, я бы сейчас же приехала. Ты очень давно мне ничего не писала. Пожалуйста, ответь. С любовью, твоя сестра Эбигейл. По скриптам, надеюсь, тебе понравится этот талисман. А что за талисман? 11 июня 1791 год. Моя дорогая Элизабет, твое последнее письмо очень меня беспокоило. От него веяло холодом и равнодушием, словно все чувства покинули тебя. Отец считает, что это побочный эффект твоей терапии. Но скоро тебя станет лучше. Стоит ли мне надеяться? Я с нетерпением жду нашей встречи, мы так давно не виделись, жду ответа. С любовью, твоя сестра Эбигейл. По скриптам обязательно напиши, что тебе подарить. Так, ну и все вроде бы. Я все обыскал, больше искать нечего. Что это она все писала этими символами? Жесть. Так, а это чья комната? Нельзя войти. Сюда тоже нельзя. Сюда можно? Ничего интересного нету. Что, это все? Нельзя.
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
Месье Наполеон Бонапарт. А ну. А ну давай взломаем. Посмотрим, что там. Красиво. Чего не скажешь?
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Так, он Наполеона устойчивость к политике.
Another military success. Why do I get nothing but visions of horror in my room? And he gets victory after... It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Так, убеждение. Милый мой сын, прошу тебя поторопиться. Здесь становится все хуже и хуже. Паули скоро втянет нашу родную Корсику в англо-французскую войну. Его люди буквально повсюду, нам приходится прятаться и перебираться с места на место едва ли не каждый день. Не удивлюсь, если вскоре нас выследят. Поспеши, сынок. Теперь наша судьба в твоих руках. С любовью, твоя мать. Мария Летиция Бонапарт.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
Давай смотрим.
They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
О, у меня дурман какой-то. Что-то я там выпил, а что оно мне дало, только непонятно.
An old sesterce from Roman Gaul.
Так, на балкон выйти нельзя.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer.
Мой дорогой Наполеон, как мы и договаривались, приглашаю вас почтить своим присутствием январское собрание на моем острове, где соберется высший свет. Я бы хотел продолжить наш разговор о будущем устройстве Франции. Вы желаете видеть во главе страны сильного правителя, и мне есть что вам предложить. Надеюсь, вы сохраните свой приезд в тайне. До скорой встречи, лорд Уильям Мортимер. Это все?
Amber.
Это все. И ради этого я ломал комнату. Вообще не интересно. Пошли пообедаем.
Excuse
Oh,
me,
вот и
Monsieur
она.
de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
How's your eye?
I've had worse.
Please accept my apologies. If I'd stepped in sooner, you wouldn't have gotten that.
My eye's nothing. Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
My mother came here to do business with Lord Mortimer, but she seems to have gone missing. So I'm here to find her.
I know your mother very well.
If I understand rightly, you share a common past?
Are you saying I've made it all up? You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated. And next you're gonna tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait, there must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Well, thank you. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
Так, ну судя по письмам, ее только сестра любила.
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's coming for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Так, а тут ничего нету.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Не надо ничего. Подожди, а все осмотреть. Ну ладно.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
My friend.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted.
Who does not
Volner
love
and
us?
Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
And right he was too.
Surprising when you know Volner prohibited religious practices in Prussia. Renowned member of the Rose Croix Order, former Freemason, and great lover of alchemy. And look at Piaggi fawning over him. I really do have a problem digesting political protocol.
Yes, I heard the news.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Yes. Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favorite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Oh, dear.
What do you think of Volner?
Many believe he is the real leader of Prussia. A charming man, but with an iron fist and a velvet glove. I also know he's famous for his love of the hunt, in all its forms.
My friend.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
He's certainly well connected and in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
Что-то Наполеон какой-то
No one
мутный.
knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Not really, no.
Monsieur de Richet? It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Please feel at home.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Так, контрреволюция, монархия, свобода выбора, контрреволюция.
But it gave birth to a monster. We must overthrow the new system in place.
Ah, you are right. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France.
Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like
Так,
to
ну в принципе мы с ним познакомились. Что дальше?
I would like to thank Lord Mortimer and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Так, вино и пушки. Успех. Я нашел послание матушки, спрятанное в книге. Я прочитал послание целиком. Я убедил Элизабет Адамс рассказать о матушке. Я встретился с гостями за обедом. Я доказал Наполеону, что достоин заменить матушку. Я обыскал комнату Элизабет Адамс. И я обыскал комнату Наполеона. Неудача и развилок никаких. Почти 5-й уровень, хорошо. Так, 4 очка навыка. Где у нас этикет? Оккультизм, эрудиция, наука, хитрость. Нет. Так, секундочку.
All right, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Так, продолжаем. Государь, так. Так, мне нужно найти место, где все меня смиряют взглядом. Ну, давай поищем, где это место может быть. Так, тут, я так понимаю, вообще ничего не может быть, да? Ну да, там мы уже везде были.
Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son, the sin of gluttony is the most difficult of all in my eyes. Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Wollner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that Your Eminence knew a fair number of people at the table.
The benefit of age, my son. This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see, it's the perfect place to make new friends. Indeed, I noticed that you and Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
Ah, I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And you are right to do so, my son. But tell me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
Alas, still nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
Do not worry. It is typical of him. What can I say? Lord Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to worry.
Так, а что ответить? Нет, не слишком или возможно? Давай, нет, не
To tell you
слишком.
the truth, not really.
You are right. Be positive. Perhaps Sarah is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
If I said to you, where all eyes size you up, would it mean anything to you?
I don't know if it's the place you're looking for.
Портретную галерею.
But it
Это
makes me
хорошо.
think of the portrait gallery.
There's a gallery here? Can you tell me where to find it, please?
Of course. Just go through the door at the end. It will lead into the library. Continue all the way through, and you'll end up in the gallery. You'll see it, Louis. When you get there, you'll know.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. On that last word, then, I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later, Your Eminence.
See you later, my son.
Спасибо за подсказку. Мы пойдем. Так, это мы возьмем.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
Так, скважину опоясывают 3 круга. Но мы взломаем. О, сколько тут всего. А что это я поучил? Что это?
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. All right. I've retrieved
Так,
everything.
это был мед. Я все забрал. Это хорошо. Так, а тут больше брать нечего, да? Я еще мед получил, зашибись. Вот это я нагреб, конечно. Так, это у нас что? Это у нас библиотека.
Miller Brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
A few pages out of an old encyclopedia.
Что-то я еще вот тут видел. Что-то я видел еще здесь.
Where all eyes size you up. Chances are, that's the room my mother spoke of. And she also spoke of a Medusa. Should I go and try to find the creature now?
Так, ну мы нашли эту комнату, осталось найти, где медуза. ничего нету.
Devil's thorn. I'll keep it.
Ага, вот и оно.
I've got to find out what Mother was trying to do with her. The Medusa. A hero armed with a sword? A hero with a lantern. And the last one holding a shield.
Так, ну что, методом тыка.
All the statues form a single scene together. The poor devils are about to face the beast. Let's give them a helping hand.
Герою со щитом, допустим. Подожди, а что это я нашел?
The origin of myths, a reinterpretation of legendary creatures. Just what I need. The text is in French on the left-hand page and in Latin on the right hand. Let's find the chapter on the Medusa. There's an extra line in the Latin translation. The night light was reflected in the shield and blinded the monster. So the hero with the sword seized the opportunity and cut off its head.
Я понял. Так, короче, это мы правильно сделали, потому что Медузу надо направить к щиту. Тебя надо повернуть кому? К щиту. Так, а тебя надо повернуть на Медузу.
If I respect the legend, I have to place the hero holding the shield in front of the Medusa. Except for here, it doesn't work. There must be something else.
И что-то неправильно. Ага, скорее всего, наверное, не так повернуть. А к герою с лампадой.
It looks right, but nothing's happening. Maybe, in this position, the hero with the shield is just dazzling his colleague.
Не, погоди, что-то не так. Давай к Медузе.
If I respect the legend, I have to place the hero holding the shield in front of the Medusa. Except for here, it doesn't work. There must be
А
something
тебя
else.
давай к Медузе тоже. Не, что-то тут не так.
If I respect the legend, I have to place the hero holding the shield in front of the Medusa. Except for here, it doesn't work. There must be something else.
Ну, подожди, вроде бы все правильно. Так, отойти. Что-то оно все равно не работает.
If I respect the legend, I have to place the hero holding the shield in front of the
Ну,
Medusa.
перед Медузой
Except for
герой
here, it
щитом.
doesn't work. There must be something else.
А ну подожди, давай на французском прочитаем.
This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons. Ah, the section on the Medusa. While some of the heroes divert attention from the gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon at the Medusa.
Что-то я, если честно, вообще не понял.
The clue I found said, "Beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected. That is its weakness." That's the key. The best protected hero is the one holding the shield. Thank you, Mother.
Но медуза к щиту. Я должен этот с лампадой направляться.
Now, Louis, it's time to keep a logical mind, as every good scientist should. The aim is to defeat the Medusa, so what can the lantern be for? To light up the Medusa? Hardly likely. The hero holding the lantern will be easy prey, and the shield will be of no use. To light up the sword? No, that makes no sense. So that leaves the shield. I wonder if the aim is to play with the light. If I turn the shield right, the light would be reflected. The ray of light will perturb the Medusa and focus her attention on the best protected hero.
Так, ну подожди. Он направлен правильно. Ой, правильно. Повернуть статую. Герою с лампадой, но...
It looks right, but nothing's happening. Maybe, in this position, the hero with the shield is just dazzling his colleague.
Итак. Тоже нет.
It looks right, but nothing's happening. Maybe, in this position, the hero with the shield is just dazzling his colleague. Now, Louis, it's time to keep a logical mind, as every good scientist should. The aim is to defeat the Medusa, so what can the lantern be for? To light up the Medusa? Hardly likely. The hero holding the lantern will be easy prey, and the shield will be of no use. To light up the sword? No, that makes no sense. So that leaves the shield. I wonder if the aim is to play with the light. If I turn the shield right, the light would be reflected. The ray of light will perturb the Medusa and focus her attention on the best protected hero.
Да блин, не туда.
It looks right, but nothing's happening. Maybe, in this position.
Вот именно, вроде все верно, но ничего не происходит.
Dazzling his colleague. The mechanism is worn here. Whenever the shield is not turned toward the sword, the machinery freezes up. The statue must have been in this position most of the time, betrayed by the marks of time. So that makes it easy. The shield must face the sword.
Щит должен быть повернут к мечу.
Looks right, but nothing's happening.
А, типа так. Капец. У вас тут все замудрено.
For Pete's sake, Emily!
You scared the pants off me. Don't ever do that again.
Well, keep your nose out of my business then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop fooling around and tell me what you're doing here.
I've discovered a hidden message from my mother. She explains how to find the secret room. Something must have attracted her here, so I've come to check it out. And you? What brings you here?
My, you're curious.
Let me guess.
Go on then, impress me.
You're spying on Mortimer, right?
Everyone is spying on Mortimer.
Shall I take that for a yes?
Take it as you please, but I wouldn't be surprised if all the guests were around here somewhere searching the manor. Well, no matter. I'll tolerate your presence this one time. Now, since you're here, make yourself useful. Look around on your side. I'll do the same on mine. And if you find anything of interest, let me know.
Oh yeah, in your dreams. At your service, man.
Да, конечно, сразу же и рассказал.
I found an amazing ring. There's an inscription engraved on it. The mythical ring of the Nibelung.
Louis, do you really believe it's the ring of the legend?
You should try it on. They say if you wear it on your finger, it makes you more agreeable.
How droll. In the legend, it's a cursed ring.
You're married. Why don't you wear a wedding ring?
You mean wear something just to prove your love? Not my style.
Так, ладно, тут ничего интересного.
Ancient Greek, translated, it reads, the all-gifted. Could this jar be the original Pandora's box? Emily, I've found Pandora's box. It's not as impressive as I thought it would be, but that's how these things usually go.
I detest that legend. Once again, women are made responsible for all of the world's evils. And stop playing with that pot, you'll break it. Come on, let's move on.
Открыть крышку или не открывать? Я чувствую, если открою, то разобью.
Emily, what if I open the jar? Would that then make man responsible for all the evils?
Try. It'll make a change. All right, can we move on now?
I do love your irony, but honestly, are you ever impressed by anything you see?
By a chamber pot? No, you really do need to do better than that.
A golden fleece.
It's freezing. Hurry up.
Do you think that can really be Jason's golden fleece?
No, you are aware that Jason and the Argonauts is a myth, aren't you?
But Mortimer's been protecting this hide. It must be of great value, don't you think?
Certainly of historical value. This kind of hide is still used by gold diggers in Eastern Europe. Now you see how easy it is to obtain a legend.
Why do you have to act so nonchalant every time I show you something?
Louis, anyone can kill a sheep, rip off its hide, and say it's the golden fleece.
We're at Lord Mortimer's, not at some farmyard fair. You're just too skeptical.
And you have a tendency to believe anything. Talk about an unlikely pair.
Yet, you know opposites attract, don't you?
Ладно, что еще есть?
An unofficial gospel? You'd be more likely to find this kind of book at the Vatican.
Nothing special. The library at Buckingham has 3.
The Gospel according to Judas, or How to Crucify Jesus as part of God's plan. You do realize that the contents of this book could undermine the very foundations of Christianity.
One more reason to leave it in the secret room of a lost manor on a private island.
Do you realize how important this book is?
Of course, but what I really want to know is how did it come into Mortimer's possession?
I was thinking the same thing about all the paintings and sculptures in the manor.
Так, промолчим лучше. Стоп. Это что? Ага, коллекционная монета.
You should see this sword, Emily. It's magnificent.
I'm busy. Describe it to me.
This weapon is typically French, quite old, undoubtedly goes back to the Crusades. If it is a true damask sword, it's worth more than a kingdom. I think this is Excalibur, King Arthur's sword. I've always dreamt of drawing it from the stone.
How sweet you're still clinging to your boyhood dreams. When you finished playing, maybe you can help me search the place?
Ой, да ладно, я тут только все изучаю.
Fragment of amber.
Чего интересного?
Here's something interesting. A manor in Maine, hundreds of acres of land in Catalonia, properties in Shanghai. Incredible. Some of these deeds are over 600 years old, and all signed by the hand of Mortimer.
I wonder if that's what inspired my mother's attention. How come all these documents have Mortimer's signature on them?
Do you think all these properties really belong to him?
See those fine scratches around the words?
Yes, and?
The ink barely spreads on the paper. It spreads exactly the same way on the signature. The deed was written using the same ink. If it is a fake, then it's a professional job. These documents must be fakes. No man can own that many original works, no matter how rich he is.
Be careful. The Order has tried many times to estimate his personal wealth without ever succeeding.
And look here. Castles in Scotland, vineyards in Italy, districts in Venice. He's richer than some European countries.
These documents are intriguing, but do you really think that's what attracted your mother's attention here?
I don't know. She was obsessed with Mortimer, and I must confess these property deeds are troubling.
If that's the case, why would she have left them?
Once again, I don't know. We'll have to ask her when we find her. And what's your take? How did Lord Mortimer get all this? It's just crazy.
Secret connections, money, or a well-kept family treasure passed on from generation to generation. Who knows?
That would mean some of Mortimer's ancestors lived before Jesus was born. I wonder why my mother didn't make it clear what she was interested in here.
She didn't have time to write it down, or maybe she wasn't sure of what she was looking for.
Or she wanted to protect her discoveries. It's disturbing.
You'll just have to search the rest of the room. Maybe you'll find something.
Да, я вроде бы обыскал, тут уже искать нечего.
What is that you found?
A cameo pendant. What's going on?
Nothing.
For crying out loud, Emily, you lunged for that jewel like your life depended on it. Tell me what this is about.
No. We just met, Louis. I like you, but I can't just suddenly open myself up like a book to you.
Listen, Emily. It seems pretty obvious to me that you haven't come here for the sole purpose of sampling Mortimer's cellar. Stop all the clever evasions and just trust me.
And why the hell should I place my trust in you, Louis?
When are you going to understand that I just want to help you?
What do you expect? That I'll fall into your arms and say yes to everything you want?
What are you talking about? I'm only asking you to trust me a little. If only on principle, as a member of the Golden Order, for example.
I'll admit you are fairly reliable.
That's it? I was expecting more.
Well, I'm prepared to trust you when it comes to choosing a French cheese. But I've nothing to gain by confiding in you any further than that.
Nothing to gain? Damn it, Emily! I'm only trying to help you. Stop needing to gain something all the time.
Because you think I need help?
Just like everyone. You have your strengths and your weaknesses. And there's no use pretending otherwise.
Ha! And I bet you found out where I'm weak, haven't you?
Блин, а я не помню. Я не помню, какая ее слабость. Давай вот этот.
Intelligent, sure of herself. Her only weak spot is her difficulty talking about herself. I don't know much about your past, but I'm guessing you had to get by on your own for much of your life. It might have closed you off, and that can be a disadvantage. It might be time for you to open up and risk a little trust. Not every man you meet wants to hurt you.
Yes, you may be right. I might have some weaknesses, but I don't need your help to overcome them. And I'm simply not contemplating collaborating with anyone at this time. Do you understand?
Yes. You're the kind of girl who gets by on her own and who shares nothing.
The fact is, you are completely mistaken about me.
Блин, ошибся.
I already have
Блин.
a work partner. I know my weaknesses. I don't doubt that your abilities will be of use to me, but I already have all that, thanks to my teammate.
Is there any chance you might tell me who he is?
No, I've already said too much. Consider yourself lucky I've even given you this much. It's extremely rare, believe me.
Come on, don't stop now that you've come this far. You know that eventually I'll end up making you talk.
Well, since no one can resist you, let's see if you can guess who my partner is.
You're a gambler. So, your partner is...
Да, мужчина.
Chances are, you're working with a member of the Order.
The only members of the Order other than ourselves are your mother and Mr. Washington. The former has sadly gone missing. As for the latter, I knew nothing of his arrival. Incidentally, you must have noticed how efficiently our Order communicates
Еще одна ошибка, с ума
internationally.
сойти. А я не знаю. Отец ее нет, старый муж нет, а кто-то из ордена тоже нет, женщина. Мать нет, сестра нет.
It's
Ладно,
as
давай
obvious as
мою
it is
мать попробуем.
surprising. You're my mother's hard-hitting partner.
Oh, God, do you really believe the nonsense
Блин,
that
тоже
comes out
туфта.
of your mouth?
Well, a second ago I did. A little.
Sorry, Louis, your mother is not my partner.
Да ну а как я пойму, кто это? Ну
Your
давай,
sister.
сестра.
She's your partner. She's the one you're looking for.
Well, I am impressed. How the devil did you
Слава
guess I
Богу.
had a sister? Virtually no one even knows. When it comes to getting results, you are very good, I grant you that. You deserve to know why the sight of the cameo pendant affected me so strongly. I thought it belonged to Emma, my twin sister.
Oh. Now I get why you said you had a memory for two.
Yes, you can't imagine to what extent, though. As children, everyone got us mixed up. So one day we decided to play along. Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough. The woman with two faces.
Clever. But isn't it complicated? How do you make it work?
One of us has no existence in the outside world. We share everything. First for one, then for the other. We dress the same, wear the same makeup, we speak the same. We've learned to act as one. When we accept a mission, we both turn up. This time, though, she went ahead, and I was meant to wait for her on the mainland. She was meant to meet Sir Home and bring back the details, so we could work out who would follow up.
And there was a problem?
She was supposed to return from Mortimer's 1 week ago. The boat turned up at Plymouth, but alas, no trace of my sister. Instead, a sailor passed me a message from home, notifying me of her sudden disappearance.
So, my mother and your sister go missing just a few days apart. That's strange. Maybe their disappearances are linked.
It's clearly a possibility, but up to now I haven't found a trace of either of them.
None of this is very reassuring.
By the way, Louis, now that you are in on the secret, you are obliged to keep it to yourself, or you will pay very dearly.
Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me.
It's time to leave.
So, what do you think of our first adventure?
I must admit it has been fun by your side.
Same here.
she's been drinking too much again.
Louis, I need to talk to you right now.
Good evening, Elizabeth. Actually, this is not a good time.
I'm begging you, please don't leave me alone.
I'll be waiting for you in your room, but don't be late.
Жизнь Лиана вся в татуировках.
Louis, we need to talk now. Otherwise it'll be too late.
Looks like Elizabeth really needs me, but if I start talking to her, for sure Emily won't wait for me. What should I do?
Но она мне не нравится, конечно. Что-то я не хочу как-то за ней идти.
Excuse me, Elizabeth, but some very urgent business
Доброе
has
утро,
cropped up.
Паш.
We can speak tomorrow.
No, Louis, don't leave me alone. They've come back.
Good night, madam.
Они это кто? У нее что-то с головой не в порядке.
Well, well, Louis, you took your sweet time. What did our poor Elizabeth want?
She probably wanted to chat more about my mother.
Really? So Miss Adams is
Наподобие
somehow
Шерлока
linked to
Холмса.
In a way,
Ходим,
I guess she
разыскиваем
is.
всех.
But I thought all of that could wait until tomorrow.
That young girl seems very...
Emily, have I misunderstood something here? What are you doing in my room?
And for a while now, the question has been nagging at me.
And that explains why I now find you here in my bed. Go ahead. Ask me the question that's been burning at your lips.
I know your mother was here to meet someone, but I can't figure out who.
Oh, so that's what's been hiding behind all this.
We are both members of the Order, Louis. Let's try to be honest with each other. I have followed with great interest your affair in Paris, in connection with Mr. von Borchardt. You managed to steal something from him, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about the Book of All Mysteries? Al-Azif?
That's right, Louis. A valuable bit of plunder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Молодец.
When we finally found it, we took it.
And where is the book right now?
Amazingly, it's right here. Mother took it with her when she came.
This is quite fascinating. But just what did Sarah expect to accomplish here?
It's fairly obvious that you're still trying to extract information from me, Emily.
Not at all, my friend. You obviously have a dark view of humanity. One can't chat about anything without you seeing some evil plot.
Whoa, don't get your panties all in a bunch. Okay, fine.
Прикольно.
My mother thought she might find the buyer of Von Borchardt's book here. I think she thought he'd be one of the people here on the island right now.
Ah, I see. Right. Enough chatting. Come and join me instead.
Ну давай составим компанию. Красавчик.
I have to go, Louis. I don't want anyone finding me here in the morning.
You're right. Well, have a good night.
Good night. See you tomorrow, rested and ready.
Sure thing.
Открыта новая черта. Распущенный. Чё-то я распущенная. Она сама предложила. Не понял. А что за собрание? Опа!
Lord Boomer, Monsieur de Richet. At last we meet.
Так, часть первая. Гаргона. Я разгадал загадку Медузы, я нашел комнату, где лорд Мортимер прячет свои сокровища. Я узнал, что Эмили что-то скрывает, я убедил Эмили раскрыть секрет. Я предпочел пойти за Эмили, и я провел ночь с Эмили. Неудач никаких, развилки, я мог узнать больше о прошлом Элизабет и моей матери. В конце сюжетки надо было одного кого-то убить, или Майку, или Бухаря. Я Бухаря убил. Молодцом. Так, что еще тут можно прокачать? Так, все, первый эпизод подошел к концу. Второй, где моя матушка, ночной кошмар, лабиринт. Давай второй начнем. Его бабки мы поделили между собой. Молодцы, молодцы.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
I do apologize for being late. I was obliged to clear up some urgent business.
Выберите манускрипт. Давай вот этот. Кабинет лорда Мортимера, 22 января 1793 год.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. However, there may be some new developments, but I don't know if they are linked to your mother. We have found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. I'm afraid she was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
Who could have done it?
That is precisely what I would like you to help us determine, Louis. Duchess Hillsborough informed us that she accompanied you at the beginning of the evening. You apparently bumped into Miss Adams, who wanted to speak to you. We are told you turned her away, and she went away on her own.
Да, все так и было.
Do you know what she wanted to see you about, by any chance?
Not in the least.
Pity. The poor child was probably trying to find help.
I thought it could wait until tomorrow.
Apparently not. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed.
I understand. What do you intend to do?
I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis.
Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi, so I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Так, ну все, давай начнем расследование.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Так, подождите, а как отсюда выйти? Ага, вижу лестницу, все хорошо. Че? Ага. Так, ну пошли осмотрим все комнаты. Подожди, он сказал, все комнаты можно осмотреть, а в эту нельзя что-то зайти. Эту. А кто здесь? В эту я не могу. Так, пошли в эту. А, это ее комната как раз. Ох ты ж, елки. Она сказала, что они вернулись. Но кто они?
Knocked over a bottle of wine.
Бутылка вина.
What kind of plonk is that? Hey, it's a Bordeaux. That's a Chateau de Briand. It's a great wine. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Если она полностью вся в татуировках. Че, в надписях каких-то.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. The scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
Стой.
Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her, the symbol of the living God, written in the language of angels, according to believers.
It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor. Ancient Greek. Let's see what it means.
Это хорошо, что я язык выучил все-таки.
To protect their bearer. But from whom? Or from what?
Так, все, вернуться к изучению тела. Учить, давай голову.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose. There are signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There are signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell.
Блин, а у меня наука есть, но у меня этого нету. Действия нету.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death. It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle, as if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth. Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
Это уже жестко.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol. No marks or bruising around the wrists. It doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force. This pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body.
Так, ну и все, отойти. Я сделал все, что мог.
Knocked over a bottle of wine.
Отойти.
Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe. The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
Маленькая худая рука, но при этом же 48 размер. Это похоже на Наполеона.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Так, ладно, что еще тут есть?
Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved. My dear Elizabeth.
Это я читал.
Has finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime. That would clear Emily de facto because she was still with me at the time. A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
Да нет, если бы жертву принесли, ее, наверное, положили в этот, в круг прям.
Written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
Это я тоже читал.
Pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
Освободителям Франции.
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded.
Ну это либо на Наполеон.
No traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find.
Да, это 100 пудов Наполеон. Это 100 пудов Наполеон. Что только у него ручка маленькая, худенькая. Это я все вчитал. Так. Понятно все, да, я закончил.
Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
Huh. He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. You'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Подожди, а если он пока в своей комнате, можно до него сбегать, узнать у него там? Чья это комната? И всего его.
The signs of obscurantism.
Так, мед нашел, это уже хорошо. Че нету?
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult. A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol. Golden elixir. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart. Cash. Amber.
Ну и все, больше тут ничего нет. Давай с ним поговорим.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now. Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Так, ну и все.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Так, это ее комната.
President George Washington.
Вашингтон.
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
My dear George,
Дорогой Джордж, рад вновь пригласить вас на свой остров. У меня появилась одна задумка. Соединенные Штаты заслуживают лучшей роли на международной арене. Я понимаю, вы не хотите играть с огнем, пока ваша страна так молода, но смею вас заверить, мои планы никак не угрожают тому, чего нам с вами удалось достичь. С нетерпением жду встречи, ваш друг Уильям. Так, что за Уильям?
Looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Так, политика мне недоступна. Надо политику, значит, прокачивать. Ай, блин, не могу. Так, а теперь я могу взломать? Могу.
White water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Так, ну пошли с Вашингтоном поговорим, побеседуем по душам.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then?
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Did she tell you what? Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Так, все, больше мне тут у тебя делать нечего. Дальше. Я не могу.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Кардиналу тоже что-то не могу.
Huh, that's me.
Так, это моя комната.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Dear E, I received your last letter.
Здравствуй, спасибо за последнее письмо. К сожалению, корона предупредила Золотой Орден, что мы ни в коем случае не должны помешать сэру Грегори. Им явно удалось заручиться поддержкой Букингемского дворца. Нас связали по рукам и ногам и лишили всякой свободы действий. Держи меня в курсе дел. Выполнить задание будет непросто. С любовью, По скриптам, судя по всему, французский орден не знает о поездке нашей знакомой Сары. Посему ничего не могу тебе сказать. Впрочем, как мне кажется, она явилась сюда по личному делу.
Grammar of Paul Hayat. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Герцогиня, его святейшество готов помочь королю Георгу. Мы выделим средства на наем эмигрировавших роялистов для борьбы с Францией. Ваш друг, кардинал Джузеппе Пьяджи.
Two coils circle the lock.
Блин, ключа нету, взломать не могу, обидно.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam,
Мадам, никогда не устану благодарить вас за проявленную заботу и внимание. Я у вас долго до конца своих дней. Просите чего угодно, я все сделаю. Что касается моего сына Уильяма, я безмерно благодарен вам за помощь. Вы знаете его предпочтения и скоро сами поймете, что он в вас нуждается. Как мы и договаривались, королева Шарлотта, наш друг герцог Хиллсборо, выполнит свое поручение и встретится с вами в течение полгода. После этого вы позабудете, что такое нужда. Искренне ваш Уильям Питт, граф Читам.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
We've found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since the blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
Подожди, а если это его мать была?
I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
О, мать-то тоже пропавшая. Ох, это она украла сапоги, зашла, убила и все. А чё это? Кто здесь?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Блин, это я обратно пришел. Так, Наполеон. Тем более, кстати, пистолет такой выглядит, как этот, который я находил на пристани. Подожди, у Наполеона я тут все обыскивал. Где сам Наполеон?
Just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed.
Я читал.
Bicorn decorated
А,
with a
вот ты где
cockade.
спрятался.
It must belong to a French soldier.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Подожди. Мортимер сказал, что Грегори... Кто там еще? Грегори, Мортимер. И Наполеон, по-моему, до полуночи сидели. А Вашингтон, по-моему, и кардинал ушли.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Что-то тут
Nothing at
подозрительно.
all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Так, ну это все. На сегодня хватит.